Japan is a land where the past and present intertwine, and its culture is steeped in mystery and wonder. The rich traditions of its folklore breathe life into its natural landscapes, transforming mountains, rivers, forests, and winters into realms of magic and terror. Tales of mythical creatures, spirits, and gods are deeply rooted in the nation's history, offering a glimpse into its collective imagination. Japanese folklore is more than entertainment. It serves as a mirror to cultural values, fears, and hopes. From the mischievous yokai to the vengeful oni, these stories reflect humanity's fascination with the unknown. They remind us of the fragility of life, the power of nature, and the consequences of our actions. Each tale is a window into a time when people looked to the supernatural to explain the unexplainable and protect themselves from unseen dangers. Among these legends are creatures that have captivated and terrified listeners for centuries. Their tales serve as cautionary fables, moral lessons, or simple reminders of nature's unpredictable beauty. The Jiragumo is a haunting figure that represents deception and danger. Her name translates to binding bride, an apt description of her nature as both alluring and deadly. At first glance, she is a stunningly beautiful woman, her elegance and grace enchanting all who cross her path. But beneath her human facade lies her true form, a massive spider with venomous fangs and legs that glisten like steel threads. She is said to dwell in remote forests, near cascading waterfalls, or in abandoned mountain shrines, weaving her web and waiting patiently for her prey. Legends often describe her as a lone figure who approaches men seeking shelter or guidance. Entranced by her beauty, they follow her to her lair, where she reveals her monstrous form. With a swift strike, she entangles them in her silken web, leaving no escape as she devours them. The Jiragumo is more than a mythical spider. She embodies the fear of beauty masking hidden danger. Her tale serves as a timeless warning against trusting appearances blindly and succumbing to temptation. In a broader sense, she reflects the duality of human nature, beauty entwined with peril, charm mingled with treachery. Ethereal, graceful, and chillingly beautiful, the Yuki-onna, or Snow Woman, haunts Japan's icy winters. With her pale, almost translucent skin, flowing white kimono, and long black hair, she is a striking figure. Yuki-onna is said to appear in snow-covered mountains, her presence as fleeting as a snowflake caught in a gust of wind. Travelers lost in blizzards often tell of a mysterious woman who guides them through the storm. Her intentions, however, are rarely benevolent. Some legends depict her freezing her victims with her icy breath, while others tell of her leading them astray until they perish in the snow. Yet, Yuki-onna is not always a villain. Some stories portray her as a tragic figure, mourning the lives lost to winter's harshness. In one famous tale, she spares a young man after he pleads for his life, only to later marry him under the condition that he never speaks of her true identity. When he breaks his promise, she vanishes forever, leaving him heartbroken. Yuki-onna's duality, both merciless and sorrowful, reflects the complex relationship humans have with nature. Like winter itself, she is beautiful but unforgiving, a reminder of nature's power to inspire awe and fear. Few creatures in Japanese folklore are as versatile or beloved as the kitsune, the mystical fox spirit. Revered for their intelligence and magical abilities, kitsune are deeply entwined with Japanese culture. They are often depicted as messengers of Inari, the Shinto deity of rice, prosperity, and fertility. What makes kitsune truly remarkable is their shape-shifting ability. They often transform into beautiful women, charming men with their wit and grace. In some tales, they take the form of wise old men, offering advice or guidance. As they age, Kitsune grow in power, gaining additional tails up to 9 as a mark of their wisdom and strength. Kitsune are as unpredictable as they are fascinating. In one story, a kitsune helps a kind farmer by blessing his crops, ensuring his prosperity. In another, a fox spirit tricks a greedy merchant, leading him to ruin. Their ambiguous nature mirrors the unpredictability of life, where fortune and mischief often go hand in hand. Whether revered as protectors or feared as tricksters, Kitsune remains central to Japan's folklore, embodying the fine balance between benevolence and mischief. The Oni are among the most iconic and terrifying figures in Japanese mythology. These ogre-like creatures are often depicted with vibrant red or blue skin, sharp fangs, and menacing horns. Their presence is synonymous with chaos, destruction, and unrelenting strength. In many tales, Oni serve as enforcers of divine punishment. They capture the wicked, drag them to hell, or wreak havoc on those who break sacred laws. Yet, their role is not always purely evil. Some Oni are portrayed as guardians of temples or sacred places, punishing those who defile them. One famous story tells of a brave warrior who defeats an Oni terrorizing his village. After the battle, the villagers discover that the Oni was once a human who succumbed to his darkest desires, transformed by his greed and anger. This tale highlights the moral lesson that unchecked emotions can lead to monstrous consequences. Oni are a testament to the power of Japanese folklore to blur the lines between good and evil, offering complex characters that challenge our understanding of morality. The Tengu are enigmatic bird-like creatures that embody both divinity and mischief. Often depicted with wings, sharp talons, and long noses or beak-like faces, Tengu are closely associated with Japan's mountainous regions. Initially feared as malevolent beings who kidnapped travelers and tormented monks, Tengu evolved over time into respected protectors of nature. They are skilled martial artists, often depicted as mentors to human warriors. Many legends tell of samurai who trained under Tengu to master their skills, gaining wisdom and strength. Despite their noble traits, Tengu are not entirely benevolent. They are known for their arrogance and quick temper, punishing those who disrespect them or the natural world. Their dual nature, both wrathful and wise, reflects the complexities of spiritual beliefs in Japan, where the divine can be both a blessing and a curse. The kappa is a small, humanoid yokai that inhabits Japan's rivers and ponds. With its scaly, reptilian skin and a bowl-like depression on its head filled with water, the kappa is both a trickster and a menace. Kappa legends are as varied as the creatures themselves. In some stories, they drown unsuspecting swimmers or steal crops. In others, they play harmless pranks, such as removing a villager's sandal and placing it on a roof. Despite their mischief, kappa adhere to a strict code of honor. If treated with respect or outwitted into spilling the water from their heads, they may become loyal allies, even helping humans in need. Kappa serve as a reminder of the dangers of water and the importance of respecting nature's boundaries. They are both a warning and a source of humor, embodying the playful yet perilous qualities of folklore creatures. The tanuki, or raccoon dog, is a beloved figure in Japanese folklore. Known for their mischievous nature and magical abilities, tanuki are masters of transformation. They use their powers to create elaborate illusions, often tricking humans for amusement. Unlike the kitsune, whose tricks can be sinister, tanuki pranks are usually harmless, though frustrating to their victims. For example, a tanuki might transform into a teapot, only to change back once sold to an unsuspecting merchant. In modern times, tanuki are seen as symbols of prosperity and good fortune. Statues of tanuki, with their round bellies and jovial expressions, can be found outside homes and businesses, blending their playful nature with their role as bringers of luck. Japanese folklore is a treasure trove of tales that weave together beauty, mystery, and terror. From the seductive Jiragumo to the playful Tanuki, each story offers a glimpse into the rich imagination of a culture that cherishes its myths. These creatures are more than relics of the past. They continue to inspire and intrigue, reminding us of the timeless allure of storytelling. Which of these legends captivates you the most? Share your thoughts and join us on this journey through the mystical realms of Japan's folklore. In the intricate web of Japanese folklore, tales of the supernatural are deeply woven into the cultural tapestry. Among the most captivating are the stories of yokai, mysterious creatures and spirits that blur the lines between the human and the otherworldly. These beings, with their striking forms and haunting tales, continue to fascinate and unsettle. From the shadowy guardians of death to the colossal skeletons of vengeance, the yokai are a window into the fears, hopes, and beliefs of a nation. The shinigami, or death gods, are enigmatic figures that appear at the threshold of life and death. They are not killers, nor do they bring misfortune. Instead, they serve as escorts, guiding souls to the afterlife and ensuring that the delicate balance of existence is maintained. Often described as humanoid entities shrouded in flowing black robes, their image bears a striking resemblance to the Grim Reaper of Western traditions. Yet, the Shinigami are more than harbingers of doom. Rooted in Buddhist and Shinto ideologies, they reflect Japan's philosophies about death and reincarnation. Life is transient, and death is but a step in the eternal cycle. Their presence in stories is not merely to invoke fear, but to remind us of life's impermanence. Legends of Shinigami frequently carry a moral undertone, urging people to live with purpose, for death spares no one. Imagine walking through a quiet forest, the golden hues of dusk filtering through the trees. A chill runs down your spine, and you suddenly sense a shadowy figure trailing behind. You turn to find a Shinigami, silent and unyielding, gazing at you. It is not there to harm you but to observe, ensuring that your time is honored and that no unnatural forces disturb your journey. If the Shinigami offer a stoic reminder of mortality, the Gashido Kuro embody the horrors of death ignored. Towering, skeletal monstrosities, they are formed from the bones of those who perished in times of war or famine, their remains left unburied and their spirits untended. These tragic figures wander the night, preying on lonely travelers who happen to cross their paths. The approach of a Gashido Kuro is heralded by the unnerving clatter of bones. Imagine standing alone in a moonlit field when you hear it, a faint rattling that grows louder, closer. You look up and see it, a colossal skeleton with hollow, glowing eyes, its bony fingers reaching for you. No weapon can harm it, and no prayer can save you. Gashido Kuro stories serve as a grim warning against forgetting the dead. In Japanese culture, honoring one's ancestors is paramount, and these spirits remind us of the consequences of neglecting that sacred duty. They are not only symbols of horror, but also manifestations of unresolved trauma, mass deaths, famine, and war given terrifying form. The ocean, vast and unknowable, has always been a source of mystery and fear. Few creatures capture this duality, as well as the Yumibozu, shadowy sea spirits said to dwell in the deepest parts of the ocean. These enormous, amorphous beings rise from the waves to capsize ships, dragging sailors to their watery graves. Legends suggest that the Yumibozu are the restless spirits of drowned monks or seafarers who met untimely ends. Their forms are shrouded in mist, their features vague yet menacing. Picture yourself on a small fishing boat under a starless sky. The sea is calm until a ripple disturbs the surface. Suddenly, a massive, shadowy figure emerges, blocking out the horizon. The boat rocks violently, and you are plunged into icy depths, never to resurface. The Yumibozu symbolize humanity's eternal struggle with nature. They are a reminder of the ocean's unpredictability, a force that can sustain life, but also claim it without warning. Cats, with their piercing eyes and mysterious demeanor, have long held a place in folklore worldwide. In Japan, this fascination manifests in tales of the Bakaneko and Nekomata, supernatural cats with powers as eerie as they are fascinating. The Bakaneko begins life as an ordinary feline, but upon reaching a certain age or size, it gains the ability to shapeshift, curse humans, and even control fire. Some stories depict them walking on their hind legs, their tails flicking mischievously as they wreak havoc on unsuspecting owners. The Nekomata, an evolved form of the Bakaneko, is far more sinister, with a forked tail and a penchant for dark magic. The Nekomata is said to control the dead, summoning spirits to do its bidding. Villages whispered of old cats disappearing into the mountains, only to return as Nekomata, bringing calamity with them. These legends likely stem from cats' association with death in Japan. Cats were believed to steal the breath of the dying or act as omens of misfortune. But beyond their malevolence, these tales also highlight the mystery and independence of cats, creatures that have fascinated humans for centuries. Perhaps the most unsettling of yokai are those who hide among us, appearing human by day, but revealing their true nature at night. The Rokurokubi is one such being, a woman whose neck stretches to impossible lengths after sunset. By day, she may seem like an ordinary villager, performing her daily chores and interacting with her neighbors. But at night, her head extends on a long, sinewy neck, peering into windows and scaring those who cross her path. In some versions of the legend, Rokurokubi are more than just voyeurs, they are predators, feeding on the blood of their victims. In the tapestry of Japanese folklore, the tales of yokai spirits, demons, and mysterious creatures have endured for centuries. These stories are more than eerie campfire tales. They are mirrors reflecting societal anxieties, human experiences, and the timeless dance between fear and curiosity. They remind us that appearances can be deceiving, and that danger often lurks where we least expect it. Imagine this. You're jolted awake in the dead of night by a noise you can't place. Heart pounding, you strain your ears, only to realize the sound is coming from within your room. Slowly, you turn your gaze to the window. At first, it seems like a reflection, but as your eyes adjust to the dim light, you see a face not outside, but inside. The face is eerily human, but the neck stretches impossibly long, twisting and coiling like a serpent. A Rokurokubi grins at you, its elongated form slinking back into the shadows, leaving you frozen in terror. This is the essence of yokai tales. They blur the lines between the real and the surreal, tapping into our primal fears of the unknown. But yokai are more than mere frightful figures. They are deeply woven into the fabric of Japanese culture, representing universal truths about life, death, and the world beyond. Take, for instance, the Shinigami. Known as Japan's Grim Reaper, the Shinigami is not merely a harbinger of death, but a quiet observer of humanity's final moments. In some stories, the Shinigami does not actively take lives, but ensures the natural order of death is maintained. Their silent presence serves as a reminder of life's fragility and the inevitability of our journey to the beyond. Then there's the Gashido Kuro, the towering skeletal giant, born from the restless spirits of those who died in famine or war. This yokai's wrath is as vast as its size, and its chilling purpose is to avenge the neglect and despair it endured in life. Imagine walking through a desolate field at night, hearing a faint rattling sound that grows louder with every step. Suddenly, a shadow looms over you, and you look up to see the empty, glowing sockets of the Gashidokoro staring down. Before you can scream, it reaches for you with bony fingers, embodying the despair of forgotten souls. These tales reflect themes that transcend cultures: the inevitability of death, the need for remembrance, and the consequences of neglecting our fellow humans. Yokai stories often carry moral lessons, warning against greed, cruelty, or disrespect for nature and the spirits that inhabit it. Not all yokai are fearsome. Some are mischievous tricksters, playing pranks on unsuspecting humans. The Bakaneko, for instance, is a shape-shifting cat spirit that can mimic human voices and appearances. A Bakaneko might pose as a person in your household, performing subtle yet unnerving acts, knocking over objects, staring at you with an unsettling intensity, or even speaking in tones too human to ignore. These feline yokai reflect the mysterious and independent nature of cats, but they also serve as a reminder to treat all living beings with kindness, lest they seek revenge. On the other hand, some yokai, like the yurei, embody pure sorrow. These ghostly figures often appear as pale women in white funeral robes, their long black hair hiding their faces. They linger in the mortal realm, unable to move on due to unresolved emotions or violent deaths. The yurei are both haunting and heartbreaking, symbolizing the pain of those who are forgotten or wronged in life. Japanese folklore is not confined to the past. These tales continue to inspire literature, film, and art, captivating audiences worldwide. Characters like the Kuchisaki Ana, a vengeful spirit with a slit mouth, have found their way into modern urban legends, blending ancient fears with contemporary settings. Films like Spirited Away and The Ring draw heavily from yokai mythology, bringing these spirits to life for new generations. But what makes yokai stories so enduring? Perhaps it's their ability to connect with universal human emotions. They tap into fears of the unknown, the allure of mystery, and the moral lessons that still resonate in today's world. Through their vivid imagery and compelling narratives, these tales remind us of our shared humanity and our connection to the world around us. In Japanese belief, the natural and supernatural are not separate realms, but overlapping dimensions. Yokai are said to inhabit forests, mountains, rivers, and even urban spaces. They are seen as guardians of nature, punishing those who disrespect the environment. For example, the tengu, a bird-like creature, is both a protector of the mountains and a punisher of arrogance. Travelers who venture into tengu territory with impure intentions often find themselves lost, their possessions mysteriously stolen, or worse. Next time you wander through Japan's forests, mountains, or seashores, tread carefully. Listen to the rustling leaves, the whisper of the wind, or the crashing waves. You might feel the presence of a yokai nearby. The mournful Shinigami might be watching from the shadows, or the mischievous Bakaneko could be lurking in an alley. These spirits remain ever present, their stories as enduring as the landscapes they inhabit. Imagine walking alone down a dimly lit street in a quiet Japanese village. The lanterns cast long shadows, and the air is heavy with the scent of damp earth. You hear a soft giggle behind you, but see no one when you turn around. The sound follows you, growing louder and more distinct. Panic sets in, and you quicken your pace, but the giggle transforms into a chilling wail. You glance back one last time, only to see a pale, ghostly figure floating toward you, a yurei, its sorrowful eyes locking onto yours. This is the power of yokai tales. They take ordinary settings and infuse them with an otherworldly presence, making you question what lies beyond the veil of reality. Even the most skeptical find themselves glancing over their shoulders after hearing these stories, a testament to their enduring impact. Yokai stories are not just about fear, they are about respect. They teach us to honor the past, cherish nature, and be mindful of our actions. Whether it's lighting a candle for the departed or offering a prayer at a shrine, these small acts of reverence connect us to the spirits of the world. In many rural areas of Japan, yokai legends are still told by elders to children, keeping the traditions alive. Festivals celebrate these spirits with vibrant masks, dances, and rituals honoring the yokai. These events serve as a reminder of the balance between humans and the supernatural, a balance that must be maintained to ensure harmony. As the night deepens and the stories linger in your mind, remember this: yokai are not mere myths. They are symbols of the mysteries that surround us, the fears we carry, and the lessons we must learn. The next time you hear a strange noise or see a shadow that seems to move on its own, think twice before dismissing it as your imagination. It might just be a yokai, watching and waiting. So, listen to the tales, honor their lessons, and show respect to the unseen. After all, you never know which spirit might be near, hidden in the rustling leaves, the whispering winds, or the flickering shadows of the night.